As a teacher, I always wanted to make sure that my PowerPoints were very engaging for my students. And one of the ways that I did that was using Nearpod. So Nearpod is a digital tool that you can use in your classroom to add some interactive slides to a PowerPoint presentation. What's great about Nearpod is that it also connects with Google Slides via add-on. It's great to use for formative assessments and attendance. I like to use it for polls. I like to make sure that the students are understanding the content and just adding some fun little interactive moments for students so that way they are focusing on the lesson in the PowerPoint and not getting distracted. So let's take a look at Nearpod. Okay, so now we're going to look at Nearpod. So Nearpod is also an interactive slide website. So I'm going to go ahead and log in, and I'm going to log in using 365 because that's what my school uses. And I'm already logged in because it still remembers me. And as you can see, I already have a couple lessons done from my classes, but this is my dashboard, and I'm going to give you a little information about the dashboard. So as you can see, you'll have a profile, your lessons if you create your own, but they also have their own lessons, so you can search some lessons too in the Nearpod library. You can just search anything from topics and see if they have anything. Sometimes they'll have full lessons, sometimes they have videos, interactive videos as well, but we're just going to focus on one that I've already created. So I'm going to do the SMART goals one, and I'm going to look at the edit portion because we're going to see how to create one. So as you go on to the edit, you can see this is what the presentation looks like. I started off with them with a reading quiz and then the goal setting, and then I added some interactive slides. So one of the interactive slides was an open-ended question. I also added some PowerPoint slides so that they could see an example of what they're going to do, and then they had to create, and then I did a poll at the end. But let's say I wanted to add maybe another slide. I click add. You can do slides, and you have different ones. You have slideshow. You can even enter your PowerPoint slides if you already have some. Maybe you want to enter an image or an audio as well, or you want to do interactive video, maybe even a VR field trip, or maybe you want to do a quiz or draw. My favorite is to draw it, so we're going to go ahead and click on the draw it, and I'm going to add that. So now it's going to take me to the actual interactive slide, and let's say I want them to draw one of your SMART goals. Let's just say I want them to illustrate it. So I put draw one of your SMART goals, and I'm going to save it. And then it adds here. But let's say I don't want this at the end. Let's say I want it maybe right after this slideshow. I can drag it to where I want it, and then I can save and exit. Now it's going to save the slides, and then after that, I can give them two options. You have student pace. This is for them to do independently. Let's say this is great for if you want them to work on it for homework, or let's say you're out and you have a sub but you want them to go over the lesson. You can do that. Or let's just say you want them to work in groups, so they do it student pace but in a group setting. Or you have the live participation, which obviously is for when you are doing it live in front of your classroom. So we're going to look at the live participation one because that one's the one that I will usually use in my class. When you do the live participation, it's going to give students a code. One other thing I love about Nearpod, it's so accessible that you can copy the link. You can send it through an email. You can go through Google Classroom. It works with Remind and Microsoft Teams. It also has the option to launch through a Zoom meeting, which is actually new through COVID. So once the students get on the code, it looks like this. One thing I love about Nearpod is students cannot go ahead of you. They can only see what you see. And then I'm going to show you. So this is what it looks like for them. This is the student view. If I wanted to see teacher view, this is what I see. And then you have the student in the answers. One thing I love about this is you can actually hide the students' names to make it anonymous so students don't feel pressured. of their answers. And then you also have the participations right here and how many. After you are done with the lesson, so we go through our lesson, and they finish with this, you can end the session. Yes, we're going to end the session. And then it brings us back to our library. And then you can look at the reports from it. So I have some reports right here from it. And here's some sessions I did. You can see there's 23 participations from live participation, and we can see kind of how they did. And as you can see, they give you a full report. I love this because it gives you activity reports from the open-ended, student reports. Let's say you just want one student or you want to see all of them. Here's the open-ended question, maybe the poll, and you want to get a visual. It has all this information and analytics for you to use. I like it for formative assessments. I also enjoy it for attendance because we get busy as educators, we might forget to do attendance. So having that to look back on is really grateful. And you can easily create as many Nearpod PowerPoints you want, or you can even use the library as well. So that is Nearpod.